Okay, my name is Barwaqo Aden. I work with an organization called Nisaa Africa Family Services in Iowa, and we serve with victims of domestic abuse and sexual assault from Africa, immigrant and refugees. Doing this work is very important to me. It's something I have been doing since I was 18 years old. That I was not in this country because I came from a background of survivors, immigrant, refugees, people who move from one place to another, that never call a place a home since I grew up. So this work it happens to a lot of people that I love that have been abused sexually or domestically. So for me to work is something I love to do and support and help my community. People who cannot say what they want or voice their ideas because they don't speak English, which is our third language, and they're in a country that they know nothing about it. They're a country that they're underserved, marginalized. People don't understand them. I want to be a voice for those people, and this is what I love, just to improve the livelihood of people like me, who look like me. It's important to have victim survivors' input on SARTs because victims are the people who underwent the assault. It's people who experience and they can talk on their viewpoint and understanding on what it means to be sexually assaulted and be a victim. Yeah, we have victims who came forward and explained the experience that they get from different organizations and how they have been viewed. Especially those who don't speak English and who are immigrants here. So they explain to us how different organizations approach the victims of different color and who have diversity in their background. And if a man come to you, that's like the last point. That person is almost about to something is happening, something so bad is happening. Believe in that person and try to understand whatever that person is saying. Don't if you are from cultural specific, don't say men don't happen. This doesn't happen to men. Sexual assault doesn't happen to men. Understand that survivor. Believe that survivor when they come to your door and you open. When survivor comes to your door, safety is very important. It takes a courage for someone to come up, especially people who don't speak English and who have cultural background, like just came to this country maybe 2 years, 3 years ago. It takes courage for them to come forward and say, this is happening to me. So if you open your door, just make sure that everything is confidence, and you upfront tell them, explain to the survivor that confidentiality, we keep your story with us. We are not taking it. It's not that we are not selling your story, and you're very important. Whatever you are saying, we believe it, and nothing is going out. And at the same time, for us, our protocols is if we go out, the people that we work, if we see them in the market, either supermarkets or anywhere it is, we don't say hi to our survivors, because when we say hi, people know the kind of job we do. So that is a red flag to that person. So we explain to them, if you don't want to say hi, if you don't want to talk to us anything, we will not talk to you unless you say hi to us. That is a way that we keep confidentiality. So if you are an advocate in an organization, either a ministry, either a person of color or white, you ignore that person when you see them on the street. Just ignore, unless they say hi to you. Because when people see them with you, they will say, okay, this person worked that side, or why are you talking to this person? And that raises eyebrows and questions. And probably people hear what was happening in your family. Maybe they don't know details, because they are your neighbors. Yeah, there's so many things that we can gain as a members from cultural specific or mainstream organization who are SART members. It can lead to, these are human beings. Victims are human beings, and they need to be understood. They need to be understood on whatever they put in the table, or they are victims that need help and support. It's not numbers. That's and we can share our ideas and we can ask each other what the training that we need. like on specific cultural points of other organizations who have religion-based or cultural organizations that who may understand this person more than you do. Because we're in small community, we gossip, we talk a lot. So whatever that person knows about it, how far is that? How many information will that person know from you? And where will that information go? Is it going to the perpetrator's hand? Is it going to your neighbor who don't like you? Whatever it is, that's like we're in a very small community and we talk, and every community talk a lot, and then we talk a lot. That's what happens. So victim blaming and like stigmatization, all those things will happen to this person. And maybe the only support that she has maybe is a community members. And then when the community members start talking, that person will close up, and even they will not seek services to the other people. For us, we don't work with individuals, especially when a survivor comes. Maybe they will have one of their family member, a person who they trust in the community, and they wanna maybe speak better English and wanna interpret for them. They always have that support in there, and the community is very important in our communities that we work with, because they left their loved ones in the country, or they died in a war, or something happened to them. They don't have with them. So community is their family, and we support each other in community-wise. So when we say something collectively, it's more powerful than when we say in one person. SART members is not that much diverse. For a few women of color or people of color and immigrant and refugees, sitting in the table is a very serious issue, and we have to push our agenda very seriously. Every time we sit in that table, probably most of the time people don't hear our voices unless some 5-6 of us join our voices and say, okay, this is what our members, our community that we serve need. And this is, I think, what we need to work on. And I think we are hearing advocates, we are hearing people that you worked with before who are members of this community that we work with, and when you talk to them, it's not happening the right way, or you are not referring them to the right organization. You are thinking of, this is my number, this is my victim, I will work with this person, while you are not working the right person with that person, be it specific cultural background that person have, be it the language that you are using, a male interpreter, while you have sexual assault, women who have been sexually assaulted, and that interpreter knows her, and he will talk about her in the community. Or she don't want to talk her private part. Sexual assault is a taboo. Sexual things is a taboo in many African organizations. If in many African communities, if I take back that, like, it's very serious, and we don't talk about that when we're eating dinner or breakfast or anything. We don't educate our kids mostly about that. So it's very serious when we are there. We will push our agenda, but it doesn't happen. Like maybe it's 20 people and it's 2 people who are from people of color or immigrant or refugee. So it's very important. Yeah, in our state it works. When we sit on the table, we train the other members' organizations what it means to work with our people who don't speak English, who are new, who are victimized, maybe who Muslims wearing hijab, and for them to seek services is very hard because people view them. Their perception of people is like these one are perceived and they do whatever kind of like have been asked to do. So we train them. It's like if these people, they don't speak English, but your gesture and spoken words say a lot. And that's something that other members need to understand, especially mainstream standpoints. To my understanding, SARTs going forward need to add more people of color, not only color, but immigrant and refugee communities who are coming, who are here and not going anywhere anytime soon, and listening to the voices of survivors and victims from those communities who are underserved, underprivileged, and nobody understands them. Like for me, is mainstream organization. If you're a SART member or not SART or not a SART member, if you're a police officer or not, understand people who have cultural background, people who don't speak English. If you say, I did not understand you only, that will set off that person. That person will not speak. Whatever, even if they came here for a very big reason, they will not talk to you when you say, even if you don't understand what they say, go around and ask in a different way instead of saying, no, I'm not getting you or I don't understand you. That will set them off and they will not seek services. So just understanding that person's, the gesture and spoken words is very important to people who are immigrant and refugees, and in this time especially that we are. Come to the people, go to their events, be part of that community, go to the church, go to the mosque to understand who are this community and who do they look like, and they are here with you in these states. They are working members of the communities, but they are also victims of sexual assaults and so many other abuses that maybe they are carrying with a baggage that they came with and it's still happening to them. So understand these communities that you are working with. Hiring one multilingual advocate, that will not help. Be partner with other cultural specific organizations and faith-based community members. You can be friend with someone or the community member, or you know where a business that this community have, where they mostly go, where they go for their social time, all those things. And don't be there to observe. Be there like, show empathy, be there with them, say we are with you, we are here. Like we want to be part, like kind of understand how you do things in this community. But don't go there with cameras and you want to observe the events and what people are doing. Just be someone who is visiting them. For us, we don't work with individuals, especially when a survivor comes. Maybe they will have one of their family member, a person who they trust in the community, and they wanna maybe speak better English and wanna interpret for them. They always have that support in there, and the community is very important in our communities that we work with, because they left their loved ones in the country, or they died in a war or something happened to them. They don't have with them. So community is their family, and we support each other in community-wise. So when we say something collectively, it's more powerful than when we say in one person. I think the most important thing is to share a message, to convey that message, to change the system, that it can work for all the people with background, a cultural background, ethnicity, who are new to this country, most of them, or who came before and they can't express their ideas. It's not about perception, but about dealing and working with those people and working for those people and making sure that they are part of this community, they are part of this society that you are in, and working for them. Like changing the system is the most important thing to me today, sitting here.